You want to move, but you have to sell in order to buy your new home. So should you sell first and buy after, or should you buy first and then consider putting your house on the market? Stay tuned and we'll go through all the best ways to get it done. Hi everyone, I'm Adam Popin, a realtor here in Kamloops, BC. Welcome back to our channel where we talk all things real estate, buying, selling, and what it's like to live in this beautiful city. Do you remember when you bought your first property? You went all the way through the long process to the closing dates. Since then, you've become an experienced homeowner and the home buying process probably doesn't seem so daunting anymore. But now all of a sudden, you're considering buying a second home and you're gonna have to be a buyer and a seller at the same time. So you're probably wondering, how do I make this work if I need the funds from my current house to buy the next house? Or what if I find a house that I love before I have a chance to sell my own house? Today we're going to dive into the pros and cons of the 3 different scenarios of buying and selling at the same time. Each option has its own advantages and risks. It's important to analyze those carefully before making a decision. First up is subject to sale offers. When buying and selling at the same time, subject to sale is the most traditional option. It generally carries the least amount of risk, but it's also the hardest to achieve. So what is a subject to sale offer? Well, a subject to sale offer is an offer with a condition attached that the buyer must sell their existing home in order to complete the purchase of their new property. The biggest advantage of this option is flexibility. In a subject to sale offer, it allows you to write an offer on the home that you love without the pressure of having to sell your own house first. This option also has the lowest financial risk because you aren't committed to buying the new home until you know that your current home is sold. In this scenario, you won't have to hold 2 mortgages and you simply use the proceeds of your current home for your next property. The last major advantage of a subject to sale offer is housing security. By lining up the sale of your existing property with the new property, you won't be stuck in limbo with nowhere to live. So you're probably thinking, why on earth wouldn't everybody use a subject to sale offer? The short answer is that sellers really prefer not to accept subject to sale offers if they can avoid it. While it may have some big advantages for buyers, it poses some very big disadvantages for sellers, especially if they're trying to sell their property quickly. In a hot real estate market like we experienced in BC over the last 2 to 3 years, sellers rarely chose subject to sale offers. Housing inventory was low, competition for properties was high, and sellers ultimately chose offers with fewer conditions and faster closing dates. Now that the real estate market is more balanced, subject to sale offers are starting to pop back up. Nowadays, sellers are more likely to accept a subject to sale offer, but with a time clause attached. A time clause protects the seller if another offer is made during the subject to sale period. If a second offer is received, the first buyer has a limited period of time, usually 48 to 72 hours, to remove all the conditions of their offer and finalize the purchase. If they do not finalize the purchase within the specified period of time, the sellers can collapse the original offer and move on to the second. As a buyer, this can be really challenging because you either have to find the funds elsewhere to complete the purchase, or you have to hold 2 mortgages at the same time, or finally, you have to collapse the deal and restart your search. Another downside to a subject to sale offer, especially one with a time clause, is that you as the buyer may feel pressured to sell your home. And this might result in your property selling for less in order to finalize both transactions quickly. All of these challenges can make subject to sale offers difficult to achieve, no matter the market conditions. But here are my best tips for success. Number 1, work with your realtor to get a thorough market analysis of your home. This will allow you to have an accurate value of your home's worth in the current market conditions. Number 2, talk to your lender about your home's estimated value and get a budget going for your new purchase. You'll also want to discuss the potential of holding 2 mortgages at the same time, which is also known as bridge financing or a bridge loan, so that you're prepared for any scenario that you encounter. Number 3, I like to encourage my clients to get their homes ready for listing in advance, so that if you do wind up writing a subject to sale offer, you can communicate to the other party that your home is prepped and ready to hit the market. This means filling out listing documents, doing any necessary home improvements or touch-ups, and possibly even doing photos and videos for the listing. The next option you can choose from instead of a subject to sale offer is to simply sell your home first before buying a new one. The greatest advantage of this scenario is financial stability. By selling your home first, you'll know exactly how much money you'll have for the next one. And by having the cash in hand, you can negotiate confidently on your next home and you won't overextend yourself financially. Selling first can avoid the stress of holding two mortgages at once or having to buy and sell at the same time. It does, however, come with one major risk. If you are not able to find another property to buy, or you can't line up the dates of your purchase and the sale of your home, you might wind up in limbo with no roof over your head. If you are considering selling before buying, it's crucial that you have a plan B, just in case you have to move out of your current house and you can't move into your new one yet. For some, that might mean living in a short-term rental or living with family and friends. You have to take into account additional living costs, such as whatever that temporary housing is, storage costs, or extra moving costs. The key to this option is to make sure that you have those plans in place in case the transaction doesn't work out the way you had hoped. The final scenario you can choose from is to buy first, sell after. This option is most popular in a seller's market when inventory is low and demand is high. And this usually means that it's easier to sell your home, but buying a home is more competitive. The advantage of buying before selling is that you're able to quickly lock up your property and get it off the market. This also ensures that you won't be left without a roof over your head. The major disadvantage with buying first is the financial risk. If you're not able to sell your house or line up the dates, you might wind up with two mortgages at the same time. And this might not seem like a likely situation in a seller's market, but things can change really quickly, and we've seen how volatile the market can be in the last year. A sudden change in market conditions can mean that the seller all of a sudden can't sell their property, or you simply can't get the price that you were hoping for. Just like selling before buying, the key is that you talk to your lender and you prepare ahead of time. Make sure to ask if bridge financing is a possibility and consider the additional costs if you are not able to sell your house by the time you get possession of your new home. Last but not least, you'll want to work with your realtor to try to negotiate later closing dates on your purchase so that you have more time to sell your home. In conclusion, there's really no one-size-fits-all answer when buying and selling real estate at the same time. It's important to consider your individual circumstances and weigh the risk carefully before making any decision. No matter what, there is always a level of risk in real estate transactions, but the best way to mitigate that risk is to be prepared for the unexpected. Consider your needs, talk to your lender, and make sure to work with a trusted real estate professional. I hope these three scenarios assist you in making a more informed decision the next time you're thinking of buying or selling, or in this case, both. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click on the subscribe button below for more real estate tips. And if you're looking at buying or selling real estate in Kamloops or the surrounding areas, you can book a call or a meeting with me by clicking on the link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.